Real. So good morning, Chairman Gambari, Vice Chair Plummer, Ranking Member Thomas, members of the House Homeland Security Committee. My name is Patrick Higgins, and I serve as Policy Counsel at the ACLU of Ohio. I have neither license plates nor beer samples for you this morning, but I do have some suggestions, which is one, to encourage you to support Senate Bill 37, and second, like the folks who came before me, to reconsider your support for the amendment that was just adopted by this committee. You'll notice in my testimony I highlight kind of three key points. Most of that you'll see is consistent among the folks who are testifying in support of the bill today. Second, my point was describing the problem of the current fines and fees enforcement through the suspension of driver's licenses. That was really the heart of this bill, and we just saw it depart with this amendment. So it's with that I point out that we live in Ohio where over 82% of us drive to work, and only 1.4% of us rely on public transit to get there if we're fortunate enough to have public transit in our communities. So it's with that I will encourage you to support this bill, because there are some redeeming pieces that Ms. Winsberg just mentioned in her testimony, but also, again, to reconsider that amendment that was just adopted. You'll see in some of the other testimony that I hope you do take the time to read if you haven't already. This is a problem experienced very severely by people in each of your districts. If you don't like this testimony coming from me at the ACLU of Ohio, others at other differently aligned policy organizations, I implore you to look at the testimony of the advocates who work with people who are living, working, and raising their families in poverty every day in our state. Debt-related suspensions are burdensome and oftentimes snowball into insurmountable barriers for people in our communities. That was the highlight of this bill, and we just saw it depart. So I will wrap up with, we have a unique opportunity in this committee to grapple with the quagmire of driver's license suspension problems we have in our state. My first job working in policy 8 years ago, I worked on a bill related to driver's license suspension policy. We are still figuring it out. I think the amendment we adopted today, or you all adopted today, is unfortunate and a step backward. But otherwise, I ask you to support, the good portions of this bill and reconsider the amendment that you all just adopted. So with that, I'm happy to answer questions, but also happy to give the rest of the remaining 5 minutes or fewer to other witnesses that want to testify on the bill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Higgins, for your testimony and your submitted testimony. Questions of the committee? Brent?
Just a real quick statement, because
Sure.
somebody just texted me and they was like, Juanita, why aren't you saying anything? So I'm just saying it for my ladies at the senior center right now who are watching and saying, why aren't you asking questions? For those who at our home, we all do have session. We also have caucus. So that's just one thing, because people at home don't know why am I quiet? But I definitely understand it's some things in that amendment, some great things in that amendment that our vice chair introduced. And normally I'm queen for the no's, but it was something in there that was very pressing on why I voted yes for that amendment. And we always have to make hard decisions in this role. It's never easy, and I never mind saying no for things, but today I had to say yes. And I know we will have to come back and address this, and this is it's not over yet. So for those who came and testified today, just let you know the journey of dealing with this is not over yet, and this is not the end-all be-all. So please come back. We will readdress this in the next General Assembly. You can work with me, because I will be one of the ones who will be coming back to address this. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Rep. Brent, and to your followers at the Senior Center. Thanks for tuning in to the Ohio Thank you very much, Mr. Higgins.
Thank you.